My name is Athena. Welcome to Wicked Recovery. This is going to be a channel of my journey into a better, healthier, sober life. My addiction has revolved around alcohol for a good 10 to 15 years now, but when I think about it, it actually goes back way further than that, before I took my first drink. I definitely have what could probably be diagnosed or called an addictive personality. At a later time, I'll delve more into that. But for this first video, I just want to give you a little overview of what I hope to accomplish on this channel and where I got the idea. I think the person who most deserves credit for this channel I've never even communicated with before. His name is Paul Churchill. He has a podcast called Recovery Elevator. I think I stumbled across his podcast early this year of 2016, probably around March, April, maybe even February. I'm not sure. But the day I discovered it, I started binge listening from episode 1 and quickly caught up through all of them. He's been podcasting now for a year and a half, maybe? I don't even remember exactly. I do know this. When he started on his first episode, he only had about 6 months of sobriety under his belt. He shares that a couple years ago, he was sober for 2.5 years, I believe it was, but he ended up falling off the wagon and delving even deeper into alcoholism. He shared a term that until his podcast I'd never heard of. It's called a dry drunk. And a dry drunk is someone who is an alcoholic but they're not drinking. They haven't made the spiritual change. They haven't made a mental change. Really, the only thing that has changed is the physical part. They're not drinking. And maybe they're not even craving anymore. But they haven't delved deep enough to fix the spiritual side or the mental side of the addiction and of this disease called alcoholism. Again, in future videos, I would love to touch on this and many other topics. The reason I am making a channel about recovery here on YouTube is Paul also shared a secret to success for those of us who really do finally want to win against this disease. And it's called accountability. Accountability to someone other than yourself, and maybe even other than your family. It could be a higher power. It could be your God, your goddess. It could be the universe. For me, I find it needs to be other people. It needs to be someone who is going to be checking in with me and who will hold me accountable. So I'm hoping that can be you. I will tell you, I'm extremely early in this journey. On my phone, I have the Recovery Elevator app, which is a countdown or a count up of your days of sobriety. And as of this moment, I have 2 weeks, 4 days, 5 hours, 28 minutes, and 30 seconds. That's not a lot. But I'll tell you one thing. That's more than I've had in about a year, at least. Probably more. I luckily journal things. I journal and I record on calendars my days of sobriety. And I just discovered, because I was starting to have the craving again, around day 17, I was thinking, man, part of me wants to just throw in the towel again. And something occurred to me. I went through my journals and went through where I've recorded my success. And it's always day 17. Didn't know that till now. Twice before in the last full year, from last summer to this summer, twice before, I've gotten on a sober kick, felt like it was going well, was happy, and then around day 17, which I know is nothing, but it's something when you're used to drinking every day. Around day 17, my brain starts clicking. I guess I fall off what they call the pink cloud. Some people last on the cloud for years. I last on the cloud for maybe 2 weeks. 2 weeks and a couple days, and then I'm like over it. And I'm like, all right, obviously I'm better now, so I want some wine. Well, I got through day 17. I got through day 18. Today is the 19th. This is August 19th. So August has been my sober month thus far. A few years ago, I actually went 6 full months. I can't tell you how impressed I am now with the fact that I got 6 months. I know there are those out there who have years and years under their belts, and I salute you and bow down to you and I hope to be like you. I'm not that person. I have joked my way through this alcoholic thing for so long, and I have surrounded myself with people who, they're actually professional people. They're not a bunch of drunks. I don't think any of them have alcohol problems at all. I'm a very high functioning, very good at hiding just how bad I am alcoholic. That's a long title, but that's my title. So I'm going to be borrowing, stealing, and also giving credit to Paul Churchill and his podcast for lots of the videos I'm going to be making in the future on this channel, because he, of all the different recovery podcasts I've listened to and found so far, there's a few good ones out there. There's a couple out there I can't stand, but for whatever reason, Paul's is my favorite. I re-listen to his episodes over and over, some of them more than others. I'm going to be really copying him, what has worked for him. I'm not making a podcast. I probably don't know if I'll ever interview people, and that's really what he does. He has a podcast where he talks a little and then he interviews amazing people that are inspiring and that are give you hope. And some who have failed. They've failed, but I don't think they've given up. And that is this ride, this roller coaster of alcoholism. You fall off the wagon. I think it's a very, very, very rare person who quits once, and that's it. I know Paul interviewed someone recently, a woman who did just that, but she is a rare bird to just say, I had enough, I decided that day, and I never drank again, and that was 20 years ago, or whatever. That's rare. Most of us try a few times, a lot of times, before we either succeed or go to jail or die. So I'm really hoping to succeed. I'll be sharing with you things I've learned, things I've tried, supplements, delicious teas. Teas are now my addiction. I drink teas constantly, especially detox teas, liver cleansing teas, green teas with herbs and wonderfulness in there. I'll share with you my journey. I hope any of you who are also struggling with this can be your safe place. If you would like to come here, if you want to leave comments, you won't get a judgment out of me. You will not get criticized by me. I don't look at a strung out, drugged person and judge that person, because I have been that person to different degrees. I want better. And I know all of the people who get looked at with judgment and ridicule and are condemned by society who doesn't understand. I know the large majority, if not all of those people, don't want that life. They didn't choose it. Yes, they chose to drink or they chose to take a drug that first time. Yeah, they did do that. You can blame them for that. But who among us has not done something like that? And if you haven't, good for you. Honestly, good for you, because I think it's very hard to get through life without ever trying that, unless you just happen to be lucky. I don't know if it's luck. And my goal is to put out a weekly vlog with how it's going, some of my thoughts, reflections, maybe things I've discovered that are helpful, some things I discovered that maybe are not helpful, and I want to advise you not to try it. But I'm doing it for myself and to be accountable to you. I don't know yet what day will be my weekly day to post a new vlog, but I love that idea of this is what Paul does. Paul has a new podcast posted every Monday morning around 6 or 7 a.m. And he says, I will always have a podcast every Monday morning posted. And if I don't, I want you to come after me. I want you to find out why. And even if I do slip up, even if I drink again, I promise you, I will still make a podcast and I will tell you, I fucked up. I have to start over. Here I am, day one. And I want to do that with you guys on this channel. I think what Paul has created is brilliant. It's brilliant. And I think it's working. He seems like he's going strong. He's got 2 years under his belt in September. I know his sobriety date is in September at some point. Mine, August 1st of this year. So, almost looking to have a few weeks under my belt soon. I'm hoping with time I'll be able to polish this one up a little bit and make it a little more coherent, but at the same time, this channel is not about bells and whistles and hauls. This channel is not about looking cute, impressing anybody. This channel is about getting healthy and recovering and honesty. I can't wait to go on this journey with you. Please join me if you would like to. All are welcome. All of a pure heart and constructive comments and love. You're welcome to come along with me. Take care, guys. Peace.